Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Cantonese ebook before it's gone.
Hi! Welcome to Introduction to Cantonese. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Junho. In this series, you'll learn everything you need to know to get started learning Cantonese.
That's right, and we're here to help guide you through your journey. In this lesson, you'll learn the reasons why you should learn Cantonese and how to get started.
Let's begin with the most obvious question. Why learn Cantonese?
There are countless reasons, but perhaps the biggest one of all is that it could actually change your life. Learning a new language unlocks new pathways that used to be off limits to you. There are certain things that you simply cannot do without having the technical or cultural skills that come from learning a new language.
Like working or living in another country.
Knowing Cantonese provides you with greater job opportunities. You have the freedom to move to Hong Kong or Macau. You'll be able to earn a living, or even better yet, build a career from it, instead of just being stuck in one place. Language allows you to visit or live in places that you may never have even considered going. Knowing another language simply gives you more options to choose from.
And learning a new language also helps you to be more open-minded and see the world from a new perspective.
Language and culture go hand in hand. The world is a big place. By broadening your understanding of other cultures, it allows you to be more empathetic and understanding of the many different ways that people live their lives. With language, you're able to see and experience more, which helps you grow as a person.
Learning a new language also improves your memory.
Several studies have consistently shown that those who study another language have improved memory as opposed to those who didn't learn another language. Learning another language also keeps your brain healthy by significantly delaying the onset of Alzheimer's and dementia. The difference can be as much as 4 to 5 more years of quality life.
And those are just some of the reasons you should learn another language. The list just goes on and on.
Now you know the benefits of studying another language, but why should you learn Cantonese in particular?
Have you ever heard of Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Chow Yun-fat? Well, they all came from Hong Kong.
Cantonese pop culture is huge. Many of the movies, dramas, and songs that are loved by people from all over the world were created in Hong Kong. Not everything gets translated either. So unless you know Cantonese, you're missing out on a lot of the amazing things that Cantonese pop culture has to offer.
And what about the fact that Hong Kong is one of the world's leading international financial centers?
Hong Kong is one of the world's most significant financial centers. It has the highest Financial Development Index score, and it was ranked as the world's most competitive economy, as well as the freest market economy in the world. It also ranks within the top 10 in GDP per capita. Knowing Cantonese opens up many business opportunities. And knowledge of the language, of Cantonese culture, work ethic, and business etiquette can go a very long way in the world of business. Oftentimes, it could even make or break an important business deal. Knowing Cantonese, then, will put you ahead of the pack.
Hong Kong has also been in the top spot of the world's most visited city for 6 consecutive years.
Cantonese, the main dialect used in Hong Kong, is spoken by over 60 million people around the world. So if you're planning on making a few friends in Hong Kong, being able to speak at least some Cantonese will go a long way.
So clearly, there are many reasons why you should learn Cantonese.
Okay then, we've talked about why you should start learning a language and why you should start learning Cantonese, but how should they get started, Junho?
Well, it's as simple as learning your first word in Cantonese and building up from there.
The good news, though, is that you already know some Cantonese.
Dim sum, feng shui, kung fu, lychee, oolong, wonton.
These are words that have made their way into English, but the reverse is also true. Many English words have made their way into Cantonese as the result of British rule between 1841 and 1997.
Such as 巴士, 沙律, 三文魚, 士多.
This means that you already know some words that exist in Cantonese.
Let's teach you something that you might not know, but which is very useful. 唔該. It means thank you in Cantonese.
That's a useful phrase. Can you explain what these characters are, though?
Sure. That's actually the Chinese writing system, and it's not as hard as it looks. Cantonese doesn't use alphabetical letters in its writing system like English does. Instead, we use a set of characters called Hanzi. You can think of each character as a syllable. 唔該.
You'll learn the Cantonese writing system eventually, but for now, let's put up some romanization to help you get started.
And the romanization system we use is called Yuping. It allows you to read Cantonese before you become familiar with Chinese characters. 唔該,
Now you try.
唔該,
Your turn again.
唔該.
Well done. Now you know how to say thank you in Cantonese. We've covered a lot of things already, so why don't we wrap up the first lesson and recap on what we've learned? In this lesson, you learned that studying another language has many benefits, such as providing new job and business opportunities. Hong Kong has a colorful history with many things for you to see and learn. And thank you in Cantonese is...
唔該.
In the next lesson, we're going to demystify Cantonese pronunciation by taking a look at the sounds of Cantonese, so be sure to watch the next video. See you in the next lesson. Bye!
Bye.
Hi! Welcome to Introduction to Cantonese. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Jin Ho.
In this lesson, you'll learn the basics of Cantonese pronunciation. Pronunciation refers to the manner in which a word is spoken, so don't focus on reading what's on screen. Instead, focus on listening and repeating. Let's start by pointing out that Cantonese doesn't use an alphabetical writing system like English does. Instead, it uses characters that are comprised of parts that depict physical objects or abstract ideas. Literacy in Cantonese requires the memorization of thousands of components and characters. This can be quite daunting for new learners, but don't worry, you don't have to know the writing system right away. We can start learning Cantonese with the romanization system built for learners. This is called...
Yuping. Yuping is the transcription of Cantonese using Roman letters. It makes learning Cantonese much easier, particularly for English speakers. As you begin to learn more characters and improve in Cantonese, you eventually rely less and less on romanization. But for now, it's a good place to start.
That's right. There are 22 consonant sounds and 7 vowel sounds in Cantonese. You can form every single word in Cantonese using these sounds.
We've made an Ultimate Cantonese Pronunciation Guide video series for you guys. This series explains the consonant and vowel sounds in detail. We will link to this at the end of this Introduction to Pronunciation lesson.
But before you do that, we'll tell you just how easy Cantonese can be. Now for a quick history lesson. Do you know how long Hong Kong has been a British colony?
That's a trick question. Hong Kong's territory was actually acquired from 3 separate treaties, first in 1842, then 1860, and lastly in 1898. So most people would say 99 years. This is the time frame during which the UK had control of what is now the Hong Kong region.
Although the sovereignty of Hong Kong was returned to the People's Republic of China by the United Kingdom in 1997, English remains one of the official languages of Hong Kong. They're mostly terms for items that were imported or cultures that started in the Western societies. Jinho, can you name a few for us?
Of course. Let's see if you can guess what they are before we give you the English translation. 巴士、沙律、士多、車厘子、爵士、sofa.
Now here are the answers. Tell us how many you guessed right.
巴士 bus, 沙律 salad, 士多 store, 車厘子 cherry, 爵士 jazz, sofa sofa.
It's a nice surprise to find out that for some terms, Cantonese-speaking people can communicate together with English-speaking people, even without knowing the other language.
Exactly. So if you are an English speaker, you already know something like 10% of the Cantonese language.
Okay, now in this section, we're going to talk about what most learners find the most difficult, the Cantonese tones.
Unless you already know another tonal language like Vietnamese or Thai, the Cantonese tones can seem totally bizarre to you. In Cantonese, pitch accent is super important.
That's right. A word's meaning could be different depending on the tone that's pronounced. You definitely don't want to mix up mother and horse, for instance.
Yes, that would be a funny mistake. In Cantonese, mother is ma and horse is ma. Imagine someone introducing his mother to you by saying, "This is my horse."
So you can see how incredibly important it is to learn all the tones in Cantonese.
But don't worry, there are only 6 tones.
Can you demonstrate all of them for our learners?
Of course, C, 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 C.
Can you distinguish the different tones? Jinho, can you please say them again and a bit slower this time?
C, 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 C.
Okay, let's wrap up this lesson by recapping what we've learned. In this lesson, you learned about the Cantonese romanization system, and we learned that Cantonese words can sound very similar to their English equivalent due to the Western influence while under British rule. Lastly, we learned a bit about the 6 Cantonese tones. We've covered only the basics of Cantonese pronunciation. For more details on the Cantonese tones, please check out our Ultimate Cantonese Pronunciation Guide video series for an in-depth explanation, demonstration, and examples. In the next lesson, we'll introduce you to the basics of Cantonese grammar. You'll learn about Cantonese word order and how to build basic phrases in Cantonese. See you in the next lesson. Bye!
Bye.
Hi! Welcome to Introduction to Cantonese. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Jinho.
In this lesson, you'll learn the basics of Cantonese grammar. Word order refers to the order in which words are structured to form a sentence. Consider the English sentence, I eat an apple. But first, let's remove the article an here for simplicity. We're left with just, I eat apple. The basic word order for English is subject, verb, object, or SVO for short. If we break down the English sentence, I eat apple, we can see that the subject I is presented first. This is followed by the verb eat, and then finally the object apple is positioned last. This is the basic word order for sentences in English.
Now, let's compare the same sentence, I eat an apple, in Cantonese. 我食蘋果. Like before, let's remove the particles to keep it simple. So we are just left with the words. If we break down the Cantonese sentence, we get the subject 我, meaning I, then comes the verb 食, meaning eat, and finally, we have the object 蘋果, meaning apple. The word order for Cantonese is SVO, the same as English, easy.
Right! And this is the basic word order for sentences in Cantonese.
Okay, let's move on to the next section.
To form basic sentences in Cantonese, keep that SVO word order in mind.
Right. For example, 我睇戲.
I watch movie.
Let's break down the sentence. We start with the subject 我, meaning I, then comes the verb 睇, meaning watch, and finally, we have the object 戲, meaning movie.
Subject, verb, object. Easy. Jinho, can you give us one more example?
Sure, let's introduce a new subject, 你, meaning you. 你食蘋果.
You eat apple. Okay, I recognize the words from the previous sentence. So we simply change the subject that begins the sentence without changing any other parts. Is that right?
Yep. Unlike the Romance languages, there is no verb conjugation or gender in the Cantonese language. Yet, the word order is similar to English. So in fact, Cantonese is not that difficult. We start with the subject, 你, meaning you, then the verb, 食, meaning eat, and finally, the object, 蘋果, apple. That's how we form basic sentences in Cantonese.
That's really simple. What about negative sentences?
Forming negative sentences in Cantonese is even easier. Let's find out how.
Forming negative sentences in Cantonese is easy. In most cases, we just need to add the character for no or negation in front of the verb. Jinho, can you give us some examples?
Of course. Let's use the sentence, I eat apple. 我食蘋果. For example, to make it negative, just add in front of the verb 食, eat. 我唔食蘋果.
I don't eat apple. Now let's make the sentence, I watch movie, negative.
Okay, to recap, I watch movie in Cantonese is 我睇戲. 睇 is a verb watch, so the negative version of this sentence would be 我唔睇戲.
I don't watch movie.
Yep. So what do you think? Pretty easy, right?
Let's talk now about how to form questions in Cantonese. We're going to start with an incredibly important and useful phrase. You're going to need this to ask what something is. So put the pronoun or name of the item first, and then add
係乜?
For example, if you want to ask, what is this? You'd say
呢個係乜? In which 呢個 means this thing.
And for what is that? It's
嗰個係乜? In which 嗰個 means that thing.
If someone was talking about, say, eggets,
雞蛋仔 Yum.
if you don't know what that is, then you can ask, what are eggets?
雞蛋仔係乜?
So we start with the name of the item.
雞蛋仔 is a kind of Hong Kong street snack.
Then we add,
係乜?
to form the question, what are eggets?
Very straightforward. Now, you try to form a question. Leave it in the comment section for us to read.
Yes, please. Okay, now let's wrap up this lesson by recapping what we've learned. In this lesson, you learned that Cantonese sentences are formed using a subject-verb-object or SVO word order. To form negative sentences, we put the negation character in front of the verb. And lastly, you can create basic what is something questions in Cantonese by saying the pronoun or name of an item first, followed by
係乜?
We've covered only the very basics of Cantonese grammar. If you're interested in learning more, check out our Cantonese in 3 Minutes video series. In that course, we teach you useful phrases while covering the fundamentals of Cantonese grammar, and each lesson is only 3 minutes long. In the next lesson, we'll introduce you to the basics of Cantonese writing. See you in the next lesson. Bye!
Bye.
Hi, welcome to Introduction to Cantonese. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Jinho.
In this lesson, you'll learn the basics of Cantonese writing. Don't worry if you're not comfortable with the Chinese writing system yet. You can always rely on the romanization system. This lesson just gives you an overview of how the language is in its written form. One very interesting point about Cantonese is that it used to be defined as just a spoken language.
As it's one of the major Chinese dialects, it uses the same written standard Chinese as all other dialects. That's why some people look at some of our lessons and say, hey, it's the same as Mandarin. Yes, we use the same writing, but the pronunciation, use of terms, and sometimes the constructions are different in a very significant way.
As a colloquial language, Cantonese is non-standard and full of slang. There are also new Chinese characters that are unique to Cantonese.
Both the standard and slang-filled written texts are widely used in Hong Kong. Newspapers, officials, and documents use the standard form, while tabloids and forums use the colloquial form. Movie subtitles mostly use the standard form, but depending on the genre, sometimes you'll find subtitles in colloquial form.
So very often you'll hear actors, hosts, or anchors say things that aren't exactly what's shown in the subtitles. That's just the difference between colloquial and written forms in Cantonese. If you say everything the same way it's written in the standard Chinese, it would sound very strange, as if you're reading from a poem, so keep that in mind.
For example, we say 喺 meaning at, such as at school, 喺學校. But the same thing in writing is 在. So, at school in writing becomes 在學校.
For your reference, we have a section dedicated to this topic on the website, including a reference sheet of the common substitutes for words in written and colloquial writings. Just look for Written versus Spoken Cantonese under Cantonese Resource.
You can also check out our advanced video series, Video Culture Class, Hong Kong Holidays. In that series, we have subtitles in written form, while the host is speaking in colloquial form, just like what you see on TV shows and movies.
Chinese characters are not as difficult as they first appear. Once you're ready to learn, practice writing them again and again.
Yes, we all learn it that way. After knowing a certain number of Chinese characters, you'll become familiar with the building blocks that makes the characters. By putting them in different combinations, you get the characters you need.
We've prepared practice sheets for 100 of the most commonly used characters on the Learn Chinese Characters section, including basic info such as meaning, pronunciation, radical, stroke count, and a stroke order demonstration. So make sure to check it out.
You can learn character by character, or choose the ones that already look familiar to you. Moreover, in most of our audio lessons, we provide Hongji close-up PDF files. These show the Chinese characters introduced in the lesson, along with the practice sheets.
This is an excellent way to learn new words, as well as to practice writing Chinese characters.
So remember to make use of all the resources provided on the site, and you'll be able to master Cantonese in no time.
Speaking of Cantonese resources, we've recently added a section for learners who want to learn Chinese characters the way native speakers do.
That's right. When we were young, we learned Chinese characters by radicals. These are the building blocks of the Chinese characters. There are 214 Chinese radicals in total.
Each radical reflects some common semantic or phonetic characteristic. For example, most characters that have the grass radical are related to plants and herbs.
For instance, fa, flower, chou, grass, ca, tea, and mui, berry.
Or the characters that have the rain radical are related to rain or other weather conditions and phenomena.
Yes, yu, rain, wan, cloud, sud, snow, and lui, thunder.
By learning the radicals, you can easily associate a character with its meaning, or group them with relevant terms. This can help you memorize Chinese characters faster and more efficiently.
We also use radicals as the index for dictionaries. While English dictionaries are arranged in alphabetical order, Chinese dictionaries are arranged in radicals, starting from the least stroke count. For example, to search for the word fa, flower, first you find the grass radical in under the 3 strokes index. Then you count the extra strokes excluding the radical. In this case, there are 4 strokes, so under the grass plus 4 strokes section, you will be able to find the character fa, flower. From that, you can find a detailed explanation about the character and its meanings. You also find vocabulary starting with this character, or in some dictionaries, its translation in other languages.
Right! So definitely check out the free Cantonese resource on CantoneseClass101.com for more details. In this lesson, we covered the very basics of Cantonese writing. You learned about the writing systems used in Hong Kong, the Chinese characters, and the radicals. Don't forget to check out the Cantonese resource page for the free resources that we talked about in this lesson. In the next lesson, you'll be entering Cantonese Boot Camp, where you'll learn useful beginner phrases to get you speaking Cantonese right away. See you in the next lesson. Bye!
Bye!
Welcome to Introduction to Cantonese. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Junho.
In this lesson, we'll focus on teaching you the most useful Cantonese words and phrases for absolute beginners.
Make sure you're repeating the words out loud after me.
Are you ready? Let's get started. The best phrase to learn when studying a new language is one that expresses gratitude and appreciation. If you had to learn only a single phrase, this would be it.
We taught you this phrase in the first lesson of this series. Do you remember what it was? 唔該. It means thank you. 唔該.
Keep repeating after Jinho until you get it.
唔該.
Your turn.
唔該.
The first character is in a very low tone, 4th tone. It sounds a bit like when someone is thinking about a plan and they say, Notice that there is no vowel in this syllable, so you have to really stress the sound. And then the second character is in a high flat tone, 1st tone.
該. 該.
Altogether, it's...
唔該.
Okay, one last time.
唔該.
Remember that this thank you is used when someone helps you or provides a service. For example, when someone holds the door for you or when the cashier gives you some change. But when you receive a gift, we use another term for saying thank you.
Right. That would be 多謝. It's the thank you we use to thank someone for a gift.
Jinho, can you repeat that, please?
多謝.
Your turn.
多謝.
The first character is in high flat tone, first tone. It means many.
多
And the second character is a low flat tone, sixth tone. It means thanks.
謝.
Altogether, it's...
多謝.
Okay, one last time.
多謝.
The next phrase we'll teach you is perhaps the second most useful phrase of all. It's to apologize or to excuse yourself.
You're going to love it because it's the same as the first thank you we learned. 唔該. Surprise, it also means excuse me.
You can use this phrase when you want to grab a waiter's attention or when you're hustling through the busy streets of Hong Kong.
It's a very useful word, so make sure you memorize it. 唔該.
Your turn.
唔該.
Imagine you're on the street and you want to stop someone to ask them for directions. What do you say?
唔該.
Okay, one last time.
唔該.
Now you can say the two thank yous and excuse me in Cantonese. Let's move on. Asking where something is an incredibly important and useful phrase to learn. You're going to need this when asking where the bathroom, metro station, or hotel is. To ask where something is, put the name of the place or location first, and then add...
喺邊?
For example, if you want to ask, where is the toilet?
廁所喺邊? Let's break down the sentence. First, it's the object 廁所, meaning toilet. Then comes the verb 喺, meaning is. And finally, we have the question word 邊, meaning where.
For the metro station, it'll be...
地鐵站喺邊?
You can ask where something is by simply adding...
喺邊?
Okay, now let's teach you some vocabulary so that you can use it in the sentence. Here are some of the most common words you'll need.
廁所,
Bathroom.
廁所. 廁所喺邊?
Next,
地鐵站.
metro station.
地鐵 means metro or subway, and 站 means station.
If you ask someone this question, they'll direct you to the closest metro station. If you'd like to ask where a specific train station is, for example, Hong Kong Station,
香港站. 香港站喺邊?
and that's where you can take the Airport Express. And the next word is...
酒店.
hotel.
酒店. 酒店喺邊?
For a specific hotel, just place the name before hotel.
酒店. 四季酒店, Four Seasons Hotel. 四季酒店喺邊? Where is the Four Seasons Hotel?
You can substitute almost anything and simply add...
喺邊?
to ask where something is in Cantonese. In this final lesson, you learned how to say thank you, excuse me, I'm sorry, and to ask where something is in Cantonese. And in this series, we introduced you to the basics of Cantonese pronunciation, grammar, writing, and more. Let's conclude with some parting advice from Jinho and listen to some of his tips on how to learn Cantonese from a native Cantonese perspective.
The best way to learn Cantonese, particularly if you want to improve your communication skills, is to watch and study contemporary Cantonese videos. That's because we often use expressions in daily conversation that aren't necessarily introduced in grammar textbooks. Watching contemporary videos, such as our videos here at CantoneseClass101.com, will ensure that you're learning real, applicable Cantonese in the fastest and most effective way. Also, being familiar with the Yuping system is super helpful, especially before you can recognize the Chinese characters. Make use of our Yuping chart, where you can listen to audio of each Cantonese sound. It's one of our learners' favorite tools. You can find it under Cantonese resources in the Cantonese alphabet section.
You've reached the end of this course, Introduction to Cantonese, but it's only the beginning of your journey to Cantonese fluency. Where do you go from here? Try our Absolute Beginner Cantonese for Everyday series, where we teach you beginner vocab and even more useful phrases. Or check out any of our other video series. We have many different categories for you to choose from. Good luck as you continue learning Cantonese, and we'll see you in another video. Bye!
Bye-bye.
Welcome to CantoneseClass101.com's 3分鐘廣東話, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Cantonese. 你好，我係 Olivia，好高興同大家見面。Hi, I'm Olivia. Nice to meet you. In this series, we're going to learn basic Cantonese expressions. It's super easy and it only takes 3 minutes. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to introduce yourself in Cantonese. There are a few different ways to say it, depending on how many people you're talking to. Let's first see how Cantonese speakers introduce themselves to a single person. 你好，我係 Olivia，好高興認識你。Hi, I'm Olivia. Nice to meet you. 你好，我係 Olivia，好高興認識你。Start by saying 你好，我係 then say your name. 你好，我係 Olivia. Finally, say 好高興認識你。你好，我係 Olivia. 好高興認識你。Good job! Now let's see the same sentence when talking to more than one person. 你好，我係 Olivia. 好高興認識你哋。Hi, I'm Olivia. Nice to meet you all. 你好，我係 Olivia。好高興認識你哋。So, what has changed from the previous introduction? Let's take a closer look at these together. 你好，我係 Olivia has not been changed. 你好，我係 stands in both cases for Hi, I am. Finally, pay attention to the ending. We went from 你 to 你哋. What has changed is the word for you. In Cantonese, the word for you is different if it is singular or plural. 你 is singular, and 你哋 is plural. One more time. To introduce yourself to one person in Cantonese is 你好，我係 Olivia，好高興認識你。To introduce yourself to more than one person is 你好，我係 Olivia，好高興認識你哋。Now it's time for Olivia's insights. When you introduce yourself, it's a good habit to shake hands. Always introduce yourself to the higher-ranking persons before those of lower rank. In most cases, the person of the highest ranking will be the most elder person. If you use the correct sentence with Cantonese speakers, they're definitely going to be impressed. Do you know how we say thank you in Cantonese? You'll learn how to say this and many other words in the next lesson. 下次見, see you then! 你好，我係 Olivia. Hi everybody, I'm Olivia. Welcome to CantoneseClass101.com's 3分鐘廣東話, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Cantonese. In the last lesson, we learned how to introduce ourselves in Cantonese. Today, we're going to learn how to use good manners as we thank others. 準備好未? Are you ready? 咁就開始啦. Let's start. There are basically 2 different ways to thank someone. When thanking someone for a service or assistance, we say 唔該. 唔該. 唔該 means thank you. When saying thank you very much, you just need to add 晒. 唔該晒. 唔該晒. 晒 means entirely. So 唔該晒 is like saying thank you very much. Another way to thank someone in Cantonese is 多謝. It is used when receiving a gift or money. 多謝. And again, to say thank you very much, just add 晒. 多謝晒. 多謝晒. Let's break this phrase down. 多 is many, and 謝 is thanks. 晒 means entirely. Thank you very much. 多謝晒. How do you answer when you are thanked? It's easy. Just say 唔使客氣, 唔使客氣, 唔使客氣. Literally means no need to be polite, but it is the equivalent of you are welcome. So when someone says 唔該 or 多謝 to you, you can simply reply with 唔使客氣. Now it's time for Olivia's insights. If you're not sure about whether to use 唔該 or 多謝, remember that 多謝 expresses a deeper appreciation of personal kindness and is used in most formal situations. Do you know what 再見 means? In our next lesson, you'll learn this and other greetings in Cantonese. 多謝收睇，下次見。你好，我係 Olivia. Hi everybody, I'm Olivia. Welcome to CantoneseClass101.com's 3分鐘廣東話, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Cantonese. In the last lesson, we learned how to show gratitude by saying 唔該 or 多謝. In this lesson, we'll learn some of the most common greetings used in Hong Kong. 準備好未? Are you ready? 咁就開始啦. Let's start. The most common informal greeting is hello. Hello. Just as you can guess, hello is just hello with the Cantonese pronunciation. We use it when meeting someone just like in English. But be careful, this is very casual, so don't use it for business meetings. And now let's discuss a more formal way to greet people. The one you're probably used to hearing is 你好. 你好. Literally, 你好 means you are well. However, we may also interpret it as hello. We use 你好 when meeting someone for the first time or for higher-ranking people, such as the elderly. When it's time to leave, we say bye-bye for informal situations. And you are right, it's just like the English bye-bye with a Cantonese pronunciation. Bye-bye. And in formal situations, use 再見. 再見. 再見 means goodbye. Finally, in Cantonese, we have an expression meaning see you soon that can be considered both formal and informal. 下次見. 下次見. Now you can greet people in many different ways in Cantonese. Let's go over them again. When meeting your friends or family, say hello. When leaving in an informal situation, say bye-bye. When meeting older people or someone you don't know, 你好. When leaving in a formal situation, 再見. And to say see you soon in a way that's formal and informal, say 下次見. It's easy, isn't it? Now it's time for Olivia's insights. In formal situations, Cantonese speakers commonly greet each other by shaking hands. But if we meet someone we're very close with, we pat each other on the arm or on the back. During the next lesson, we'll learn the meaning of the phrase 你識唔識講英文? Do you already know it? I'll be waiting for you in our next 3分鐘廣東話 lesson. 下次見!你好，我係 Olivia. Hi everybody, I'm Olivia. Welcome to CantoneseClass101.com's 3分鐘廣東話, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Cantonese. In the last lesson, we learned the most common forms of greetings in Cantonese. Do you remember them? In this lesson, we're going to learn a very useful phrase. Do you speak English? If you find yourself in a situation where you need assistance in English, this phrase can be a lifesaver. And because you're asking it in Cantonese, you can be sure that everyone will understand what you're saying, even if their answer is no. Here's how to say it. 你識唔識講英文? 你識唔識講英文? Let's break it down. In the last lesson, we mentioned that 你 means you. 識唔識 is a form used to introduce the question using the verb to know. It literally means no, don't know. But this is how we form the question, do you know how to? Then we have the verb to speak, 講, followed by 英文, which means English. Literally, it means you know or not know English. 你識唔識講英文? To learn more about forming Cantonese questions, please look at our Absolute Beginner series on CantoneseClass101.com. You can find very detailed grammar lessons and resources there. To make this sentence more polite, we just need to add "excuse me," 唔好意思 in the front. Everything else stays the same. 唔好意思，你識唔識講英文？唔好意思，你識唔識講英文？ The responses you will receive could be one of these three. 識 yes. 識少少 a little. 少少唔識 no. 唔識 Since this last one is a negative statement, we see the negative word before the verb to know 識 識 Did you notice that it's the same word used in 識唔識? We'll talk more about it in a future lesson. Now it's time for Olivia's insights. For those of you who are not only English speakers, you can obviously use this question with any language you need. Many people in Hong Kong study other languages, so maybe you will get lucky. Just substitute 英文 with 日文 for Japanese, 西班牙文 for Spanish, 德文 for German, 意大利文 for Italian. In this lesson, we mentioned the expression 唔好意思, but did you know that this could also be used as an apology? In the next lesson, we will learn this and other ways to apologize in Cantonese. It's never too late to show your good manners. I'll see you in our next 3分鐘廣東話 lesson. 下次見! Ni hao, 我係 Olivia. Hi everybody, I'm Olivia. Welcome to CantoneseClass101.com's 3分鐘廣東話, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Cantonese. In the last lesson, we learned the phrase 唔好意思，你識唔識講英文? Excuse me, do you speak English? We mentioned the word 唔好意思, which means excuse me. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to use 唔好意思 and other words when apologizing in Cantonese. We should use 唔好意思 in formal situations, such as when we're talking to or asking a stranger for help. For example, 唔好意思，入口喺邊? Excuse me, where is the entrance? 唔好意思，你踩住我個袋. Excuse me, you're stepping on my bag. Sometimes we also hear people say 唔該. As mentioned in lesson 2, 唔該 means thank you, but it also means excuse me as used to draw somebody's attention. It is commonly used when ordering food or pushing your way through a crowd. We can use this phrase in both formal and informal speech. 唔該，一杯熱奶茶. Excuse me, a cup of hot milk tea please. 唔該謝謝. Excuse me, please let me through. But unlike 唔好意思, we cannot use 唔該 when apologizing. So when you do something bad, remember to put on that sorry face and use 唔好意思. 唔好意思，我又遲到. Sorry, I'm late again. 唔好意思 can be used for either excuse me or I'm sorry. But if you really want to apologize for something, it might be better to use a different phrase. That phrase is 對唔住. It means I am sorry. 對唔住. For example, 對唔住，我打爛咗你部電腦. Sorry, I broke your computer. Now it's time for Olivia's insights. If you accidentally bump into someone in Hong Kong, you can say 唔好意思, excuse me, or 對唔住, I'm sorry, but never 唔該. Are you able to count in Cantonese? In the next lesson, we will learn the numbers in Cantonese from 1 to 10. I'll be waiting for you in the next lesson of 3分鐘廣東話. 下次見! 你好，我係 Olivia. Hi everybody, I'm Olivia. Welcome to Cantonese Class 101.com's 3分鐘廣東話, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Cantonese. In the last lesson, we learned some words used when apologizing in Cantonese, including 唔好意思 and 對唔住. In this lesson, we're going to learn numbers in Cantonese. Yes, numbers, 數字, from 1 to 10. And you are going to learn them in only 3 minutes. 3分鐘. Are you ready? Let's start. 一、二、三、四、五、六、七、八、九、十。Okay, now repeat after me. I'll say the numbers and give you time to repeat each one. 一、二、三、四、五、六、七、八、九、十. Great job! What is before 一? Do you know? It's 零, 0, 零. You don't have any more excuses. You can give your friends your cell phone number in Cantonese. Let's try together. We'll use the phrase 我電話號碼係, which means my phone number is. 我電話號碼係. 我電話號碼係95849723. Can you read it by yourself? 95849723. Perfect. Now it's time for Olivia's insights. When we go shopping at the markets in Hong Kong, sometimes we can bargain on the price. So learn your numbers well to get a better deal. Do you know the Cantonese word for 100? In the next lesson, we're going to learn the numbers from 11 to 100 in Cantonese. Your task now is to practice the numbers we studied in this lesson, from 一 to 10. 下次見!你好，我係 Olivia. Hi everybody, I'm Olivia. Welcome to Cantonese Class 101.com's 3分鐘廣東話, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Cantonese. In the last lesson, we learned the numbers from 1 to 10. Have you forgotten? Here, I'll tell you again. 一、二、三、四、五、六、七、八、九、十. And now let's continue from 11. 十一、十二、十二、十三、十四、十五、十六、十七、十八、十九. And finally, we have 20. Okay, now repeat after me. I'll say the numbers and give you time to repeat each one. 十一、十二、十三、十四、十五、十六、十七、十八、 19 20 These numbers are easy to remember. They always start with sub or 10. Then just say the extra number after it. Simple math. Counting from 30 to 100 is super easy. Now I'll give you the tens. 30 30 40 40 50 50 60 60 70 70 80 80 90 90 100 100 These numbers are incredibly easy to remember, don't you think so? The last thing to learn today is how to form compound numbers over 20. This is also super easy. Take the tens and simply add the numbers you learned in the previous lesson. Let's try it out. How would you say 56 in Cantonese? Let's take it step by step. 50 is 50, and then add 6, 6, 56. It's done. Isn't that easy? Let's make another number. For instance, 98. Take 90, 90, and add 8, 8, 98. Now it's time for Olivier's insights. For numbers between 21 and 29, you might hear people saying ya as 20 instead of 20. Both can be used in spoken Cantonese. For example, 21, 21, 21, 27, 27, 27. After only 2 lessons, you're now able to count to 100 in Cantonese. In the next lesson, we're going to put your number knowledge to use. Do you have all the skills you need to go shopping in Hong Kong? If not, I'll be waiting for you in our next 3分钟广东话 lesson. 下次見! Ni hao, 我係 Olivia. Hi everybody, I'm Olivia. Welcome to CantoneseClass101.com's 3分鐘廣東話, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Cantonese. In the last lesson, we learned how to count in Cantonese. I hope you spent some time practicing the numbers because they will come in handy today. We're going to learn how to go shopping in Hong Kong. Before we go, you need to know how to say how much is it. 幾錢啊?幾錢啊? Are you ready to go shopping in Hong Kong? Let's go! You see something you like and want to ask the shopkeeper how much it costs. The first thing to say is 唔該. Do you remember what that means? Excuse me. 唔該,幾錢啊? 唔該,幾錢啊? If we want to be more specific and ask how much is this, first we need to know the correct measure word for the object. We'll learn about that in the next lesson. For now, let's use the most common one, 個. So in the sentence, we'll say 依個 as this, followed by how much. 唔該,依個幾錢啊? 唔該,依個幾錢啊? Excuse me, how much is this? And to ask, excuse me, how much is that? Again, we'll use the most common measure word, 個. So to say that, it'll be 嗰個. 唔該,嗰個幾錢啊? 唔該,嗰個幾錢啊? At this point, the shopkeeper will answer directly with the price, followed by 蚊, the slang term for the Hong Kong dollar. For example, 39蚊. What number is 39? I'm not telling you. Okay, it's 39. It costs 39 Hong Kong dollars. Now it's time for Olivia's insights. It's quite common to bargain in markets. Other than saying the specific price you want, you can also just ask for a cheaper price by saying 平啲啦, 平啲啦. In small boutiques or shops, you can ask, are there any discounts by saying 有冇折啊? 有冇知啊 In this lesson, we learned the generic measure word 個. In the next lesson, we'll learn more about what these measure words are and how to use them. I'll be waiting for you in our next 3分鐘廣東話 lesson. 下次見! Hi everybody, my name is Marie. Welcome to the 2000 Core Cantonese Words and Phrases video series. Each lesson will help you learn new words, practice, and review what you've learned. Okay, let's get started. First is 微不足道 insignificant 微不足道微不足道 insignificant 微不足道嘅數目 insignificant amount 微不足道嘅數目出名 famous 出名出名 famous 第三街有間好出名嘅書店 There is a famous bookstore on 3rd Avenue. 第三街有間好出名嘅書店。打乞嗤 sneeze 打乞嗤打乞嗤 sneeze 個女人喺度不停打乞嗤。The woman is sneezing non-stop. 個女人喺度不停打乞嗤。隨便 casual 隨便隨便 casual 今次聚會好隨便，唔使特別打扮。This gathering is very casual. Don't worry about dressing up. 今次聚會好隨便，唔使特別打扮。吉他 guitar 吉他吉他 guitar 六弦吉他 6-string guitar 六弦吉他呼吸 breathe 呼吸呼吸 breathe 深呼吸 breathe deeply 深呼吸吐痰 spit 吐痰吐痰 spit 禁止吐痰 no spitting 禁止吐痰牙醫 dentist 牙醫牙醫 dentist 睇牙醫 see a dentist 睇牙醫蛀牙 cavity 蛀牙蛀牙 cavity 嚴重蛀牙 deep cavity 嚴重蛀牙哮喘 asthma 哮喘哮喘 asthma 哮喘吸入器 asthma inhaler 哮喘吸入器 Let's review. Respond to the prompts by speaking aloud. First, you will hear a word or phrase in English. Respond in Cantonese, then repeat after me, focusing on pronunciation. Ready? Do you remember how to say insignificant? 微不足道，微不足道。And how to say famous? 出名，出名。How about sneeze? 打乞嗤，打乞嗤。Do you remember how to say casual? 隨便，隨便。Let's try guitar. 吉他，吉他。What about breathe? 呼吸，呼吸。Now let's see if you remember how to say spit. 吐痰，吐痰。Another one. What about dentist? 牙醫，牙醫。Do you remember how to say cavity? 蛀牙，蛀牙。And finally, do you remember how to say asthma? 哮喘，哮喘。Well done! See you next time. 再見。Hi everybody, my name is Marie. Welcome to the 2000 Core Cantonese Words and Phrases video series. Each lesson will help you learn new words, practice, and review what you've learned. Okay, let's get started. First is 敏感 allergy 敏感敏感 allergy 花粉敏感 allergy to pollen 花粉敏感登機票 boarding pass 登機票登機票 boarding pass 請出示登機票 Please show your boarding pass 請出示登機票教育 education 教育教育 education 教育及訓練 education and training 教育及訓練英文 English 英文英文 English 鈴木先生教英文 Mr. Suzuki teaches English 鈴木先生教英文法律 law 法律法律 law 法律及秩序 law and order 法律及秩序長笛 flute 長笛長笛 flute 我有一支長笛 I have a flute 我有 一支長笛。電腦技術部門 IT department 電腦技術部門電腦技術部門 IT department 打電話去電腦技術部門 Call the IT department 打電話去電腦技術部門公幹 business trip 公幹公幹 business trip 出外公幹 Go on a business trip 出外公幹市場推廣 marketing 市場推廣市場推廣 marketing 我係做市場推廣嘅 I work in marketing 我係做市場推廣嘅受歡迎 popular 受歡迎受歡迎 popular 佢好受歡迎 He is very popular 佢好受歡迎 Let's review. Respond to the prompts by speaking aloud. First, you will hear a word or phrase in English. Respond in Cantonese, then repeat after me, focusing on pronunciation. Ready? Do you remember how to say allergy? 敏感敏感 And how to say boarding pass? 登機票登機票 What about education? 教育教育 Do you remember how to say English? 英文英文 Let's try law. 法律法律 What about flute? 長笛長笛 Now let's see if you remember how to say IT department. 電腦技術部門電腦技術部門 Another one, what about business trip? 公幹公幹 Do you remember how to say marketing? 市場推廣市場推廣 And finally, do you remember how to say popular? 受歡迎受歡迎 Well done! See you next time! 再見 Hi everybody! My name is Marie. Welcome to the 2000 Core Cantonese Words and Phrases video series. Each lesson will help you learn new words, practice, and review what you've learned. Okay, let's get started. First is 會計 accounting 會計會計 accounting 佢哋喺度睇緊啲會計文件
They are looking at accounting documents. 佢哋喺度睇緊啲會計文件。花紅 bonus 花紅花紅 bonus 年尾花紅 year-end bonus 年尾花紅 hang light hang light 我鍾意呢個背囊好輕。I like that this backpack is very light. 我鍾意呢個背囊好輕。長號 trombone 長號 trombone 吹長號 play the trombone 吹長號出發 departure 出發出發 departure 出發日期 departure date 出發日期到埗 arrival 到埗到埗 arrival 到埗嗰陣申請 apply upon arrival 到埗嗰陣申請小提琴 violin 小提琴小提琴 violin 拉小提琴 play the violin 拉小提琴地球科學 earth science 地球科學地球科學 earth science 地球科學研究 earth science research 地球科學研究科學 science 科學科學 science 科學教科書 science textbook 科學教科書藥方 prescription 藥方藥方 prescription 記得帶張藥方去藥房 Remember to bring the prescription to the pharmacy 記得帶張藥方去藥房 Let's review. Respond to the prompts by speaking aloud. First, you will hear a word or phrase in English. Respond in Cantonese, then repeat after me, focusing on pronunciation. Ready? Do you remember how to say accounting? 會計 and how to say bonus?
花紅花紅 What about light? Hang hang Do you remember how to say trombone? 長號長號 Let's try departure. 出發出發 What about arrival? 到埗到埗 Now, let's see if you remember how to say violin. 小提琴小提琴 Another one. What about earth science? 地球科學地球科學 Do you remember how to say science? 科學科學 And finally, do you remember how to say prescription? 藥方藥方 Well done! See you next time! 再見! Hi everybody! My name is Marie. Welcome to the 2000 Core Cantonese Words and Phrases video series. Each lesson will help you learn new words, practice, and review what you've learned. Okay, let's get started. First is 行李 luggage 行李行李 luggage 唔好帶太多行李 Don't bring too much luggage 唔好帶太多行李繃帶 bandage 繃帶繃帶 bandage 用繃帶包紮 wrap with bandage 用繃帶包紮病人 patient 病人病人 patient 個病人聽日做手術 The patient will undergo surgery tomorrow 個病人聽日做手術部門 department 部門部門 department 部門經理 department manager 部門經理會計師 accountant 會計師會計師 accountant 我朋友係會計師 My friend is an accountant 我朋友係會計師律師 lawyer 律師律師 lawyer 企業律師 company lawyer 企業律師薪金 wage 薪金薪金 wage 佢做散工，所以冇固定薪金。He works part-time, so he doesn't have a fixed wage. 佢做散工，所以冇固定薪金。鋼琴 piano 鋼琴鋼琴 piano 個鋼琴好貴。That piano is very expensive. 嗰個鋼琴好貴。航班編號 flight number 航班編號航班編號 flight number 航班編號345 flight number 345航班編號345農業 agriculture 農業農業 agriculture 農業產品 agriculture product 農業產品 Let's review. Respond to the prompts by speaking aloud. First, you will hear a word or phrase in English. Respond in Cantonese, then repeat after me, focusing on pronunciation. Ready? Do you remember how to say luggage? 行李行李 And how to say bandage? 繃帶繃帶 What about patient? 病人病人 Do you remember how to say department? 部門部門 Let's try accountant. 會計師會計師 What about lawyer? 律師律師 Now, let's see if you remember how to say wage. 薪金薪金 Another one. What about piano? 鋼琴鋼琴 Do you remember how to say flight number? 航班編號航班編號 And finally, do you remember how to say agriculture? 農業農業 Well done! See you next time! 再見! Hi everybody! My name is Marie. Welcome to the 2000 Core Cantonese Words and Phrases video series. Each lesson will help you learn new words, practice, and review what you've learned. Okay, let's get started. First is 感染 infection 感染感染 infection 皮膚感染 skin infection 皮膚感染感冒 flu 感冒感冒 flu 感冒季節 flu season 感冒季節喇叭 trumpet 喇叭喇叭 trumpet 銅喇叭 brass trumpet 銅喇叭登機閘口 departure gate 登機閘口登機閘口 departure gate 43號登機閘口 departure gate 43 43號登機閘口社會學 sociology 社會學社會學 sociology 我對社會學有興趣 I'm interested in sociology 我對社會學有興趣空中服務員 Flight attendant 空中服務員空中服務員 Flight attendant 友善嘅空中服務員 A friendly flight attendant 友善嘅空中服務員座位 seat 座位座位 seat 機艙座位 airplane seat 機艙座位醫學 medicine 醫學醫學 medicine 佢讀醫學 He studies medicine 佢讀醫學經濟艙 economy class 經濟艙經濟艙 economy class 經濟艙客位 economy class seats 經濟艙客位班機 flight 班機班機 flight 班機將於1小時後起飛 The flight will leave in 1 hour 班機將於1小時後起飛 Let's review. Respond to the prompts by speaking aloud. First, you will hear a word or phrase in English. Respond in Cantonese, then repeat after me, focusing on pronunciation. Ready? Do you remember how to say infection? 感染感染 And how to say flu? 感冒感冒 What about trumpet? 喇叭喇叭 Do you remember how to say departure gate? 登機閘口登機閘口 Let's try sociology. 社會學社會學 What about flight attendant? 空中服務員空中服務員 Now, let's see if you remember how to say seat. 座位座位 Another one. What about medicine? 醫學醫學 Do you remember how to say economy class? 經濟艙經濟艙 And finally, do you remember how to say flight? 班機班機 Well done! See you next time! 再見!
Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Cantonese ebook before it's gone.